At least 2 people have been killed and more than 200 injured after a 6.4 magnitude earthquake hit Taiwan. The quake hit about 14 miles northeast of the city of Hualien. Shortly before midnight local time, rescue efforts are underway to save those potentially trapped inside of fallen buildings. Cindy Sui is a Taiwan correspondent for our overseas broadcast partners at BBC News. She joins us now from Taipei with the latest. Cindy, what's the latest of the initial quake and the aftershocks that have followed as well?
Well, the latest that we're hearing from the authorities is that the death toll is now at 2, with more than 200 people injured. They're still searching through some of the 5 to 7 buildings that have either collapsed partially or have tilted over to its side. They're not sure how many people are still trapped inside the buildings. They're refusing to speculate. But we do know that of the building that was most damaged, which is the Marshall Hotel, which is 10 stories high with some 300 guest rooms, they have rescued just now one of the employees, the one trapped on B1, basement 1 level. And he was amazingly rescued just about an hour ago, partly because he had his mobile phone with him and a small flashlight. And that helped him contact the authorities and alert them to where he was in the building.
You know, there were reports, Cindy, that the ground floor of a hotel caved in and people were trapped inside. What's the latest on that situation?
Well, the images that your viewers are seeing of the hotel, that actually shows the B1 floor and first and second floor actually crushed. The first floor you're seeing in the images is actually the 3rd floor. So now, fortunately, we've been told that the 2nd floor was just a restaurant of the hotel and there was nobody inside. The 1st floor had 2 employees at the front desk lobby, in the lobby area of the front desk, and they are still missing. But amazingly, like I said earlier, the B1 employee, he has been found alive.
And Cindy, what more can you tell us about the rescue efforts? We know the military is involved.
Yes, it's a pretty amazing rescue effort, actually, given that this earthquake happened at 11:50 p.m. on Tuesday, when most people are asleep. The rescuers have managed to rescue about 150 people so far, most of them with only light injuries. Some of the eyewitnesses at the scene, the nearby residents, also took it upon themselves to rescue people from windows. So the rescuers right now consist of the local fire department as well as firefighters from neighboring cities. And the soldiers have also been called in to assist the firefighters. Now, we understand that about 88 soldiers have been dispatched and about 200 are on standby. They're using excavators, ladders, and sniffer dogs to try to find survivors.
And what more do we know about those 2 victims that died during the quake?
Well, the 2 victims are both elderly people. One is a 60-year-old woman who was apparently at the hotel, and the other one is a 66-year-old man. We don't know exactly how, what happened to them and, who took them to the hospital, but apparently they were not among the rescued. They were taken to the hospital by somebody, and the hospital has announced that they have both passed away.
You know, this is really the latest in a series of quakes that have hit Taiwan. Is there any sense for why there's been so many and what can be done to really keep people safe?
Well, definitely. I mean, Taiwan sits in the Ring of Fire, the Pacific Ring of Fire, and it's very used to earthquakes. So, we get a lot of earthquakes. But the past few days has been almost unnerving. Since February 4th, we're hearing from the authorities, we've had about 100 earthquakes, including some of the ones that came after this major one earlier tonight. And so we don't know exactly why we're getting so many earthquakes in a short period of time, but I should tell your viewers that Taiwan sits on the convergence of 2 tectonic plates. One of them is the Philippines plate and the other one is a Eurasian plate. In fact, Taiwan's mountains were created by the collisions between these 2 plates. So there is a lot of movement between the plates, and Taiwan feels them. And even though I live in Taipei and we're about 100 miles away from the epicenter of this earthquake, I felt the earthquake very strongly because I live on the 17th floor, even though it measured only intensity of 3 in Taipei, in the capital.
Wow, incredible to hear that you felt it that far away from the capital. Cindy Sui, thank you so much for joining us, Cindy.
Thank you.